A very warm welcome to Walton High. We are pleased that you have chosen to send your son or daughter to our school, and we look forward to meeting them in person in September. I am Miss Bolam, and I am one of the Vice Principals who works at the Brooklands campus. One of my roles is to support students transitioning to Walton High from their primary school and supporting their education in Years 7 and 8. I'll be talking you through this presentation about your new school and what you can expect here at Walton High. Our school aim is to enhance and enrich the lives of children and young people by enabling them to make the most of outstanding learning opportunities within and beyond the curriculum, instilling an appreciation that there are no limits to what they can achieve, and developing the attributes needed to successfully shape and respond to the future. We want all of the young people in our care to dream big and reach high, being the best possible version of themselves. Embedded in our school life is the moral framework that promotes honesty, integrity, tolerance, and respect, encouraging all to have an appreciation of individual and collective responsibility. This is what underpins all that we do and how we act in our learning, social times, and within our wider community. Walton High is operated by the Milton Keynes Education Trust. It was the first multi-academy trust to be established in Milton Keynes in 2011, and our aim is to improve education provision by creating and developing a mutually beneficial partnership between local schools. Currently, there are 4 schools within the trust: an infant school with nursery provision, a junior school, a primary school, and a secondary school. Over 4,000 children and young people will be educated in the trust schools when Walton High's second campus here at Brooklands reaches its capacity in 2022. For children and young people to do their best, it is important to identify and remove any barriers that might prevent them from achieving their potential. As a member of MCET, we are able to access a range of high-quality services to enable students to achieve their potential. The MCET, or Milton Keynes Educational Trust's educational ethos, is reflected in our motto, enabling, enhancing and enriching, and is summed up in a quotation by William B. Yeats, that education is not filling a bucket, but lighting a fire. Within Milton Keynes Education Trust, we all share the same ethos of inspiring a love of learning for learning's sake, and will promote the belief that there is no limit to what our children and young people can achieve given the opportunity and support. Walton High is a secondary school that operates across 2 campuses. There is the Walnut Tree campus, which opened in 1999, and in 2016 the Brooklands campus opened. You will be joining us at the Brooklands campus in September, but we are all still members of the same school family at Walton High. This means that sometimes we visit each other's campuses for events or to use their bespoke facilities, for example the venue at Walnut Tree or the climate wall at Brooklands. It also means that you're taught the same curriculum, or that some teachers might work on both campuses. The senior team staffing structure is shown on this diagram. The colours represent the campus that staff are based at, and the gold boxes show the staff who are based at the Brooklands campus. Walton High is led by Ms Curry, who is our Executive Principal and CEO of MCET. Ms Alexander is our Principal, and she visits our site regularly. I am one of the 2 Vice Principals based at Brooklands, and I work with Ms Turner, who is responsible for supporting students in Year 9, 10 and 11. Mrs Purser is Pastoral Director for the school and oversees the wellbeing provision for students and liaises with outside agencies as required to best support the needs of individuals and families. She leads the pastoral team, which includes a student and family support advisor, educational psychologist, and behaviour support assistants. We also have 2 assistant principals at Brooklands, Mr Laverty and Miss East, who work with the vice principals to oversee the behaviour and progress of students in the school. Mr Laverty works with myself to look after Year 7 and 8 students, while Miss East works with Ms Turner to oversee Year 9, 10 and 11. Then we have the directors of English, Science and Mathematics, who lead their teams and contribute to wider projects across the school. We pride ourselves on having high standards not only for our students but also our teachers. We aim for all class teaching to be outstanding and providing classroom experiences that engage and inspire young people. As Albert Einstein said, it is the supreme art of the teacher to awaken joy in creative expression and knowledge, and our staff, both teaching and those who support us, are focused on promoting a thirst and love for learning. In your primary schools, you may be used to having most lessons in the same room and with the same teacher. Here this will not be the case, and you will have lessons in a range of core and foundation subjects, and will move to specialised rooms and teachers for them. A typical school day begins promptly at 8:30 a.m. with our first lesson and ends at 2:45. However, due to the ongoing COVID-19 crisis, we are not able to confirm the structure of the school day for September, as we will continue to respond to government direction in response to the pandemic. Please do be vigilant to newsletters and information that will be sent to you over the summer, confirming the details for September. No matter the structure to our day, we will continue to ensure a wide and balanced curriculum is in place for all learners. This begins with the core curriculum of English language, English literature, mathematics and science. You will have multiple lessons of these subjects each week, taught by specialist teachers in their own specialist classrooms. At Walton High, we are strong advocates for the importance of creative subjects, and we continue to invest substantially in these opportunities, both within and beyond the curriculum. Without creativity, there are no new ideas, and as such, the creative subjects are embedded in the timetable at Key Stage 3. The creative subjects are part of the foundation subjects. These provide a breadth of experience that allows you to develop a wide range of skills which will be the basis of your future studies. There will be the opportunity to experience computer science, history, geography, philosophy and ethics, also known as RE, a modern foreign language, art, design and technology, food and nutrition, performing arts, and physical education. Some of these subjects you will experience on a rotation, while others you will have every week. Embedded within our curriculum is citizenship, PSHE, and careers and work-related learning. Beyond the classroom, we have a fun and engaging curriculum that allows students to experience different subjects and grow in different ways. For example, there are instrumental lessons, ensembles, and theatrical productions which take place here. If music is a passion for you, it is important to note an expectation that when studying GCSE music, you are learning to play an instrument or are participating in vocal lessons. Outside of performing arts, there are other ways to engage in the enriched curriculum. At Walton High, we are proud of the range of opportunities provided after school for students to engage with, and typically we provide a range of clubs. When we are able to reinstate many of the activities shown on this slide, I challenge all of the young people to join a club and participate in something more than the taught lessons. Whether this be science club, auditioning for the next school production, visiting a museum with the history department, signing up for the rugby tour or ski trip, I challenge you to do something extra. Some examples of events that have taken place in 2019-2020 include a visit to Bletchley and participation in a Making Tracks music workshop, a presentation at Brooklands from a visiting speaker from Amazon Web Service, encouraging girls aged 12 to 13 to consider a career in tech and challenging long-standing gender stereotypes. Teams participate across the region in a wide variety of sports, such as our cross-country team here pictured ready for the off at the Milton Keynes competition. Engaging in some of our productions, such as the brilliant Joseph and his amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat show of spring 2020, or the wonderful Termly showcases, where I've had the pleasure of viewing groups and individuals sharing their talents with us. Annually, we host a career fair, where a whole host of businesses, industries and educational providers come to Walton High to talk to students about their aspirations. This year it was hosted at Brooklands, and all students from this campus were given the opportunity to meet with the employers. We also encourage students to be responsible citizens and consider the needs of our wider Milton Keynes community. Throughout the year, students have supported a range of charities, including the Milton Keynes Food Bank, and wearing orange in October for a local charity called Hope for Children. We hope that you will be keen to get involved in events too when you join us here in September. Communication is really important for a successful relationship to exist between the child, home and school. Here at Walton High, we believe it is important that you know how your child is progressing in their learning at school, and so we will communicate with you using the student diary. This will be issued on the first day and is an easy way to send messages between home and the tutor. The tutor and parent should sign this weekly. We also provide a progress report every term with information on the progress in subjects as well as the behaviour for learning of your child. Every year we host a parent consultation event where you'll be able to meet the subject specialist teaching your child and discuss their progress. Another way that we communicate with parents is through our school website, which you might see as our modern day version of a newsletter. On here you will find key information and links to other platforms that we use. It is often helpful to set this as a favourite or as your homepage on your home computer. We also use Firefly, which is our virtual learning platform, to set tasks for independent learning at home, to share information with you about the courses your child is studying, and to send you messages and copies of letters. It is important that you make sure your child is regularly using Firefly and that you are also checking this system. So what is it like to be a student here at Walton High? Learning here at Walton High not only happens in classrooms, but in several different learning environments, including specialised laboratories or out and about in the field. I think it's best if I let the people who know talk to you. And on our school website, there's a short video from our students welcoming you to our community. Do take the time to listen to them and their top tips on having a successful transition. So when you arrive, all students will receive a lanyard and swipe card. This is really important as it stores money for the catering, provides access to printers, and it also shows you the house that you are assigned to. We have 4 houses: air, earth, fire and water, and you will be allocated to a house. I belong to water. Throughout the year, there are activities that are undertaken in houses, including sports days and PSHE quizzes. At Walton High, we are proud of our uniform, and whenever we wear the school uniform, we are representing our school, whether on the bus, in the street, or in a classroom. We expect all students to take pride in their uniform and to come to school correctly attired, which includes their lanyard and swipe card. These images show our expectations, and there are some important things to note. Hair should be tied back if it is longer than the shoulder, and all hair colours should be natural colouring. Skirt length is to the knee, and this should be worn with opaque black tights or white ankle socks. Shirts are always tucked in. The jumper is optional and can be worn under the blazer. A tie and blazer are worn by all students. Shoes are to be proper shoes with no canvas. 1 pair of stud earrings are only to be worn, and no facial piercings. And any head coverings or hairbands should be black or maroon. Please ensure that all items that are brought into school are labelled, as it's very easy for them to go astray, or for example get accidentally muddled up at the end of a PE lesson. Do please refer to the information pack for more information on the school dress code and where you can purchase the required clothing. We all know how fast young people grow at this age, so do make sure you take into account the summer growth spurt when buying the uniform. It is also expected that students will be prepared and come to school with a pencil case containing the key stationery required for a successful and focused learning experience. We do provide equipment packs, and they are still available to order if you make contact with the school. You will also be allocated with a locker, which is used by students for storing their belongings when on site. Currently, these are not being used, but when the time is right, you will have your own locker. On the reverse of our swipe card, we have printed the Code of Conduct as a point of reference for all students. This reads: Walton High is a centre of learning, a place where the fun and fundamentals of learning matter. Everyone at Walton High has a right to attend classes, take part in activities, and to carry out their duties without being hindered by others. There are no innocent bystanders when learning is being disrupted or when someone is being hurt or belittled. We expect our students to engage positively within our school community, looking to be the best that they can be, and to allow others to do the same without prejudice or mockery. Therefore, we encourage students to talk to us if anything feels wrong. We have student services and our excellent pastoral team who are happy to listen to your worries and concerns and provide support as appropriate. So if you do have any concerns, please do get in contact with us. The most important person in a Year 7's life in school will be their tutor, and you can communicate with them via the student diary or by email. When communicating with the school, we ask that you send correspondence to mail@mket.org.uk and it will be directed to the appropriate person. There are also other people that are important in a student's life, including subject teachers, heads of year, and also the assistant principals, vice principals or the principal. But all communication should go through the mail@mket.org.uk email address. We have now been at the Brooklands campus for 4 years, and it is a privilege to work in a building with first-class facilities and such new equipment that the students are appreciating and taking great care of. We have a designated food room and catering kitchen, music technology facilities, a climbing wall, 3G pitch, and high-specification science laboratories. We also have access to all the facilities across the 2 campuses, which is superb for all of our students at Walton High. At this time, things look a little different around the school building, and certainly different from when you visited us in October. That's because we've undertaken social distancing measures across the building. We have 2-metre markings in corridors, as well as changing the layout of teaching rooms to ensure safe distancing for the teacher and students. This is nothing to be scared of, and are all practical common sense measures to ensure that we can all return safely to school. On the accompanying tour video that's on the website, you'll be able to see these measures more clearly in action. I can honestly say that the school has first-class catering facilities, which are provided by Cucina. The lovely spacious cafe will be where you go to purchase food at Brooklands, and when in full operation, it provides a range of hot and cold food to grab and go, or you can have a sit-down meal. It also provides a range of beverages. You can also bring in your own packed lunches and snacks from home, and we encourage you to make them balanced, healthy and nut-free for the sake of those students within our community who have allergies. There is also to be no chewing gum, sweets, chocolate bars or large packets of crisps being brought on site. These will be confiscated. Students at Brooklands purchase drinks from dispensers rather than generating lots of plastic waste. To mark the 20th anniversary of Walton High, there's been a student-led project, which means that all students in September will receive a reusable plastic bottle to use around the school. When you arrive for your first day in September, it will be important that you access the building using the student entrance, which is found to the far east of the building. Whether you bring in a bicycle, scooter, or are on foot, you will need to enter by this gate and should not enter the site by the gates at the visitors' entrance. We have a large covered area for storage of bicycles and scooters, and once dismounting them at the gate, you will walk them down the pathway to the store. It is important that you bring a lock with you to secure your property safely. The student gate will close at 8:20 a.m, so you do need to be on site by this time. We close the gate at this time to ensure that you have ample time to get to your room and be ready to learn for a prompt 8:30 start to your lesson. Home to school transport may be available if Walton High is your nearest school and you live more than 3 miles away, or if you are on a low income and live between 2 to 6 miles from the school. This is available through the council, and details on how to apply can be found on the Milton Keynes Council website. Here at Walton High, we are keen to work in partnership to ensure that we provide the best education experience for our young people. Together, the staff, governors, parents, students, and our community partners, work with high aspirations to enhance, enrich and enable the lives of all students. We hope that you will play an important part in this community, and if you feel you could support the school further by being a member of staff, becoming a governor, or attending our careers fair, please do make contact with us. Now, normally at this time of year, an important aspect of our transition event is to meet a member of staff face to face. This year, it is not possible, so instead we've organised an opportunity to meet remotely. On Monday the 13th of July, you will be invited to participate in an online virtual Meet a Teacher event, when you'll have the chance to ask questions and get to know a friendly face from Walton High. Look out for further information about this, and we hope that you can join us for this meeting. Thank you for taking the time to listen and read this presentation. We hope that you have found it useful, and we are very much looking forward to you joining us in September. Your first day will be on Wednesday the 2nd of September, when you will be the only students in the building and will have a chance to explore it and get to know some of your teachers. We will continue to communicate with you over the summer, so do please look out for information from us confirming the arrangements for September. Finally, 3 pieces of homework from me for this summer. Firstly, in the last week, you should have all received through school or through the post a transition booklet. I would like you to spend some time looking over it and completing some of the tasks. Remember to bring it with you in September. Secondly, I would like you to read at least one book over the summer and be prepared to discuss it with your tutor when you arrive. I'll be telling you all about my summer reading when we meet. And thirdly, to make sure that all of your possessions, your uniform, stationery and bags are clearly labelled and ready for your first day. Take care and have a safe, relaxing summer. See you in September.